trotting. A brilliant explosion one day each summer over quiet little DuQuoin, Illinois. A meteor called the Hambletonian. An insignificant-looking pinpoint on the map in the midst of the busy, brawny Midwest. But this is where the whole world of harness racing stops one day each year, and everyone gets off. Tiny DuQuoin, for one glittering afternoon, a diamond in the rough. The stage for one of the most prestigious events in North American sports, the famed Hambletonian Stake. It's late summer 1971, the 15th year for the Hambletonian at DuQuoin, and this most recent edition of harness racing's famous old trotting classic can once again be termed combustible. Today, burning excitement. Tomorrow, blazing speed. The explosives are all here, including Jimmy Arthur, who won in 1961 with Harlan Dean and pulled a spectacular one-heat upset of the favorite and all-of-it winner, Timothy T., last year with Formal Notice. Now Arthur is guiding the destinies of Allwood Stable's fleet-gelding Savoir. Bothered earlier by aches and pains, Savoir arrived here safe and, more importantly, sound. Colts trained by Stanley Dancer have won the Hambletonian twice in the past 6 years. And again, the New Jersey Hall of Famer is on hand with a powerhouse. Its name is Quick Pride, and it was a $350,000 purchase by Dancer and a syndicate last winter. The pride of Kentucky's Castleton Farm is Hootspeed, a Speedy Scott colt who will be a favorite in this year's 3-year-old trotting headliner. Trained and driven for Castleton by Glenn Garnsey, Hootspeed is fresh from big stakes victories at the state fairs in Illinois and Indiana. He's up and coming. The co-favorite this year is still another Speedy Scott colt, Speedy Crown. Homebred and trained and driven by Ohio's Howard Beisinger, Speedy Crown joins Hootspeed to give the fine stallion Speedy Scott a double-edged sword in the classic. Speedy Scott himself was an all-time Hambletonian star, and here he is, beating Flawless in 1963. Hootspeed has already won the Arden Downs and the Review and Horseman Futurities. Speedy Crown has notched 8 victories in 10 starts, including the American National at Sportsman's. Hootspeed did not hit the headlines until early August along the Grand Circuit. Is he an eccentric colt who demands a lot of patience, or does his speed just develop slowly? We asked Glenn Garnsey.
He's a little of both. He's a little fanatic early in the year. Like the first 3 or 4 starts, you have to be real careful with him. The least little thing will disturb him. I mean, like in New York, a piece of dirt hit him. Made a break, just sitting right in the hole. When he first starts out, he's a little shy of horses and shy of wheels, but I could have probably toned him down more and trained him more and eliminated a lot of this, but I didn't want him to reach his peak too soon. So I just kind of went along with him, although he did at times look bad, but I knew that he would get it all together as we went along.
So then, what about Hootspeed and the on-rushing Hambletonian?
It's always a great race, and it's a hard one to drive. I have personally never raced in it, but I've watched it, and drivers seem to do things different in this race that they don't do in any other race. But I'm just hoping that we have a little luck and we get there first.
Hootspeed has drawn the number 7 post position for tomorrow. Inside at number 3 is Speedy Crown. We asked Howard Beisinger for a progress report on Speedy Crown. They've been here nearly 2 weeks.
He seems to be feeling good today, and jogging good and free and limber. Whoa, boy. Whoa. He's a little racy whenever a horse comes up beside of him. Why, he wants to grab a hold a little and on, which is good. He's as good a shape as I know how to get him in. I've been trying to be particular about his training and his shoeing and his diet, everything about him. Certainly a good-mannered horse. He isn't afraid of anything.
Well, this colt has always been a good training colt. He warms up good before a race, and he trains good in between races, whereas Lindy's Pride wasn't a particular good training horse, or he didn't warm up too good, but he always raced good. He was a different horse when you got him behind the starting gate and in a field of horses. He was just all business, but training, he was a lazy type of horse. He didn't see much point in going out there and working, I guess. But this colt does anything you ask of him, and he isn't over-anxious, yet he's ambitious enough. And he's always been a good, sound colt, and this is a bigger, stronger type colt, but I just hope he turns out as good as Lindy's Pride.
Well, this is 3 miles. He's just starting to break out, so I'll go 1 more mile and see how he is. I always like to jog the last mile or two a little bit faster than I do the first mile or two.
The days and nights leading up to the Hambletonian are also festive. Leah Hayes, first lady of the family which sponsors the Classic, is the charming hostess at a luncheon for the nation's press and leading state officials. Here, happiness is a full stomach in talking horses. Mellowed by the warm twilight, a full Illinois moon on the rise, and the inimitable hospitality of the Hayes family, almost everybody who is anybody in harness racing turns out for the glamorous garden party the night before the big race. Tomorrow's gladiators are all here tonight, enjoying one final dab of relaxation before 11th hour Hambletonian preparations call them to arms at dawn. Staged on the beautiful rear lawn of the 2 Hayes Manor houses, this is one of the social events of the season for the sport of harness racing. And tomorrow is just a sunrise away. Just another couple hundred yards off on the fairgrounds proper, early arriving Hambletonian fans enjoy comedian George Kirby and a gala night grandstand show. The incomparable piano stylings of Peter Nero reflect the fever and excitement of the moment. Beautiful straw hat weather. That's how Hambletonian Day 1971 dawns, and once again, tiny little DeCoin, Illinois has found its place in the sun. Racing fans pour in from airports as far away as St. Louis, and virtually every motel within a 40-mile radius is flying the no vacancy sign, even with no pari-mutuel betting permitted. The track blacksmith fires up something for his friends beside horseshoes on this ceremonial day, and Mrs. Hayes and George Kirby arrive to sing the official Hambletonian song. Winners of television's dating game found this trip at the top of the prize list. Pretty riding star Barbara Green leads 9 entries to the post for the first heat of the Hambletonian. The coveted rail position belongs to a trotter with an international flavor, Top Hanover. He's a son of heirs, but bred and owned by the Santa Pasta stable of Bologna, Italy, and driven today by the famed German rangeman Gerhard Kruger. Fanned out from Top Hanover will be Quick Pride, Speedy Crown, Savoir, Bill Houghton's AC's Orion, Vernon Dancer's Keystone Hilliard, Hootspeed, Herald Dancer's Lightning Larry, and Angus Allen's Anchor Boy.
Here they come in the first heat of the 1971 Hambletonian Classic for 3-year-olds. Hayrock and trotting, Quick Pride is out fast, so is Speedy Crown, Savoir and Top Hanover down along the rail. That is Quick Pride leading the way around the first turn. Top Hanover is second at the rail. Speedy Crown trotting third on the outside. Savoir is fourth. Hootspeed on the outside is fifth. Racing in sixth is AC's Orion. Lightning Larry is seventh. Moving in eighth around the turn is Keystone Hilliard. As they go to the quarter-mile mark, Speedy Crown takes the lead. It is Speedy Crown to the front at the quarter and 29 and 3/5 seconds. 2 lengths back, Quick Pride is second. Up on the outside goes Hoot Speed now to be third. Top Hanover is fourth along the rail. Savoir trotting in fifth. AC's Orion is sixth down the backstretch. Lightning Larry is seventh. Keystone Hilliard is eighth. And Anchor Boy is ninth. Going into the half, Speedy Crown leads, but Hoot Speed goes up now to challenge Speedy Crown for command. That's Hoot Speed on the outside and Speedy Crown at the rail. They reach the half-mile mark in 58 and 2/5 seconds. The expected battle and the expected speed have developed. Hoot Speed is on the outside, matching strides with Speedy Crown at the rail. Quick Pride is right there in third as they come around the turn. Top Hanover is fourth, and Savoir begins his drive from fifth. They come to the three-quarters. Speedy Crown is out in front by a length. On the outside, Hoot Speed is second. Quick Pride is third. Savoir closing ground in fourth. Here comes AC's Orion up on the extreme outside as the field turns for home in the first heat. Speedy Crown is the leader. Savoir is driving up on the outside, and here comes AC's Orion on the extreme outside, Keystone Hilliard. Speedy Crown down along the inside. Savoir and AC's Orion are driving through the stretch. It is Speedy Crown showing the way in the first heat of Hambletonian. It is Speedy Crown coming to the wire 3 lengths in 1:57 and 2.
Speedy Crown and Hamilton, Ohio's Howard Beisinger drawing first blood in this 46th renewal of the Hambletonian Stake. Owners of the colt are the brothers Frank and Tom Antonacci of Long Island, New York. Nosing out AC's Orion for second were Jimmy Arthur and the Stars Pride gelding Savoir. Raceless in 3 weeks, Speedy and Beisinger have been prepping for this one. They time trialed in 1:57 and 4 2 weeks ago at Springfield, Illinois. And Beisinger looks dead ready for the next mile. Top Hanover no longer has the rail. His 6th place finish moves him out to number 6. Quick Pride and Stan Dancer have the 4th post. The inside slot is reserved for winner Speedy Crown. Savoir and Jimmy Arthur will be right alongside Speedy. AC's Orion, Houghton driving, lines up 3rd. Keystone Hilliard and Vernon Dancer have post 5. Hoot Speed and Garnsey are slotted 8th. Lightning Larry and Harold Dancer in the 7-hole. And Anchor Boy and Angus Allen are on the far outside. First horse to win 2 heats wins the Hambletonian.
Speedy Crown is out fast on the inside. Driving from the outside goes Hoot Speed. Hoot Speed up on the outside. Speedy Crown along the rail. Savoir is 3rd. AC's Orion is 4th around the turn. Quick Pride trotting 5th. In 6th is Keystone Hilliard. Top Hanover is 7th. Anchor Boy is 8th, and Lightning Larry is 9th. Going over to the quarter-mile mark, Hoot Speed driving after that lead. Speedy Crown now 2nd along the rail. They get to the quarter-mile mark and move to the backstretch after a quarter and 29 and 4. Hoot Speed, the leader by a length and a half. Speedy Crown 2nd, Savoir a close 3rd. AC's Orion is 4th, Quick Pride trotting 5th. Top Hanover 6th on the outside moving up. Keystone Hilliard is 7th, and there goes Speedy Crown out of 2nd and up to challenge Hoot Speed for the lead. Speedy Crown races to the front, approaching the half-mile mark. Hoot Speed is 2nd by 3 lengths. Savoir is 3rd by 2. AC's Orion trotting 4th, and Quick Pride is 5th. They get to the half in 59 and 2/5 seconds. Over to the far turn, Speedy Crown, the leader. His margin for Howard Beisinger is a length and 3/4, and now Savoir drives from 3rd and is coming on. That's Speedy Crown. It is Speedy Crown by a neck. Savoir has joined the chase on the outside now, pressing as they move around the turn. It is Savoir on the outside, Speedy Crown on the inside, and those two matching strides coming to the 3/4. Head and head, neck and neck, into the 3/4 in 1:29 and 2. Savoir on the outside, Speedy Crown on the inside. Here comes AC's Orion up in 3rd. Quick Pride also driving. It is Savoir and Speedy Crown on the extreme outside. AC's Orion and Keystone Hilliard. Speedy Crown and Savoir as they come to the lane. Speedy Crown now going away. And it is Speedy Crown winning the Hambletonian. 1:58 and 1/5 for Speedy Crown after his first heat victory in 1:57 and 2.
Speedy Crown giving Howard Beisinger his 2nd Hambletonian victory in 3 years. In 1969, it was Beisinger and Lindy's Pride winning this DeCoing Classic, and part owners of Lindy's Pride were these same Antonacci brothers of Plainview, New York. A son of the Florican mare, Mistletoe, Speedy Crown can truly be classed as a small-town boy who came to the big time and made good. The official breeder was Beisinger's lovely wife, Ann. Illinois Governor Richard Ogilvie and Hambletonian impresario Bill Hayes look on in Victory Lane as Howard Beisinger assures the big crowd that this is the greatest thing that can happen to any trainer and driver. Adding to the magnificence of Speedy Crown's breezing straight-heat victory today is the fact that never before had so much registered speed been entered in a Hambletonian. 4 of the 9 starters were already sporting marks of 2 minutes or better. The $130,000 Hambletonian, another monument to the sensational speed of the standardbred in 1971. And Speedy was one of the speediest.